Hi, welcome back. We are reading still a few more days of reading the Bible, and it's not longer in a year. But today we're going to be reading Matthew chapter 5, chapter 6, verse 9. So we're going to be reading a little bit from there, from the translation, New World Translation. You must pray then this way. This is Jesus speaking. Our Father in the heavens, let your name be sanctified. Let your kingdom come. Let your will take place as in heaven, also on earth. Give us today our bread for this day, and forgive us our debts as we have also forgiven our debtors. And do not bring us into temptation, but deliver us from the wicked one. For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. Whereas if you do not forgive men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. When you fast, stop becoming sad-faced like the hypocrites, for they disfigure their faces so they may appear to men to be fasting. Truly I say to you, they have their reward in the full. But you, when fasting, put oil on your head and wash your face, so that you may not appear to be fasting to men, but only to your Father who is in secret. Then your Father who looks on in secret will repay you. Stop storing up for yourselves treasures on the earth, where moth and rust consume, and where thieves break in and steal. Rather, store up yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust consumes, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. The lamp of the body is the eye. If then your eye is focused, your whole body will be bright. But if your eye is envious, your whole body will be dark. If the light that is in you is really darkness, how great that darkness is. No one can slave for two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will stick to the one and despise the other. You cannot slave for God and for riches. On this account, I say to you, stop being anxious about your lives as to what you will eat or what you will drink, or about your bodies as to what you will wear. Does not life mean more than food, and the body more than clothing? Observe intently the birds of heaven. They do not sow seed or reap or gather into storehouses, yet your Heavenly Father, feeds them. Are you not worth more than they are? Who of you, by being anxious, can add 1 cubit to his lifespan? Also, why are you anxious about clothing? Take a lesson from the lilies of the field, how they grow, they do not toil, nor do they spin. But I tell you that not even Solomon, in all his glory, was arrayed as one of these. Now, if this is how God clothes the vegetation of the field that is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, will he not much rather clothe you, you with little faith? So never be anxious and say, what are we to eat, or what are we to drink, or what are we to wear? For all these are the things the nations are eagerly pursuing. Your heavenly Father knows that you need all these things. Keep on, then, seeking first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these other things will be added to you. So never be anxious about the next day, for the next day will have its own anxieties. Each day has enough of its own troubles. Stop judging that you may not be judged, for with the judgment you are judging, you will be judged. And with the measure that you are measuring out, they will measure out to you. Why then do you look at the straw in your brother's eye, but do not notice the rafter in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, allow me to remove the straw from your eye, when, look, a rafter is in your own eye? Hypocrite! First remove the rafter from your own eye, then you will see clearly how to remove the straw from your brother's eye. Do not give what is holy before swine, so that they may never trample them under their feet and turn around and rip you open. Keep on asking, and it will be given to you. Keep on seeking, and you will find. Keep on knocking, and it will be open to you. For everyone asking receives, and everyone seeking finds. And to everyone knocking, it will be opened. Indeed, which one of you, if his sons asks for bread, will hand him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will he not hand him a serpent? Will he? Therefore, if you, although being wicked, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more so will your Father who is in the heavens give good things to those who ask him? All things, therefore, that you want men to do, you must also do to them. This is what the law and the prophets mean. Go in through the narrow gate, because broad is the gate and spacious is the road leading off into destruction, and many are going in through it. Whereas narrow is the gate and cramped the road leading off into life, and few are finding it. Be on the watch for the false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inside they are ravenous wolves. By their fruits you will recognize them. Never do people gather grapes from thorns or figs from thistles, do they? Likewise, every good tree produces fine fruit, but every rotten tree produces worthless fruit. A good tree cannot bear worthless fruit, nor can a rotten tree produce fine fruit. Every tree not producing fine fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Really then, by their fruits you will recognize those men. Not everyone saying to me, Lord, Lord, will enter into the kingdom of the heavens, but only the one doing the will of my Father who is in the heavens will. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name? Did we not expel demons in your name and perform many powerful works in your name? And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Get away from me, you workers of lawlessness. Therefore, everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does them will be like a discreet man who built his house on the rock. And the rain poured down, and the floods came, and the winds blew and lashed against that house, but it did not cave in, for it had been founded on the rock. Furthermore, everyone hearing these sayings of mine and not doing them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain poured down, and the floods came, and the winds blew and struck against that house, and it caved in, and it collapsed. Its collapse was great. When Jesus finished these sayings, the effect When Jesus finished these sayings, the effect was that the crowds were astounded at his way of teaching, for he was teaching them as a person having authority and not as their scribes. Wow, awesome. I just love that passage so much. It's one of my favorite passages in the Bible, and since we didn't read the whole Sermon on the Mount, I just wanted to finish it, and it's kind of like opened on the right page as well. So yeah, we're almost wrapping up this journey together, and I want to thank you for showing up and being here on a regular basis. And yeah, I'm just really excited to make more content that reflects my passions, who I am, and I'm grateful to God, first of all, because it's kind of a relief to, and it brought a lot of joy to realize that I can just, be me, and, there's certain things that are assigned to certain people, and I'm okay with that, and I actually feel happy about it. So yeah, I just really appreciate your support, and I hope to see you around. All right, bye.